Jim, tell us about how the state of Hawaii is becoming involved in personal and commercial spaceflight industry.
Well, first of all, the state of Hawaii has been in the aerospace industry since its inception in 1959. We began by training the Apollo astronauts for their historic voyages to the moon. We then began developing a cadre of world-class telescopes on Mauna Kea, Mauna Loa, and Haleakala to observe the universe and lead the world in astrophysical studies and research. We have a number of companies that have been homegrown in Hawaii that are working specifically on aerospace-related activities. And our state government has taken a very proactive stance in promoting partnerships, both public, private, and international, to help advance aerospace programs through the state of Hawaii.
What have you heard or seen at this conference that has most excited you?
Well, I think the whole concept of NewSpace is very exciting because it is an inclusive process. It brings together the private sector with NASA and other governmental organizations. It's very inclusive of the public through aerospace education. And basically, it's helping build bridges to space that will take all of humankind out to the cosmos in gradated steps. Very exciting. And it's the inclusiveness, the participatory nature of NewSpace that is really very exciting, and engaging the private sector along with the governments and universities and NGOs to pioneer the next frontiers of space exploration and development.
In the news, a year or so ago, there was mention of a spaceport in Hawaii.
Yes, the state of Hawaii is looking into the possibility of establishing a commercial spaceport in the islands. The concept will be to procure a commercial spaceport license from the Federal Aviation Administration to allow so-called space planes or vertical launch and land vehicles to operate safely in Hawaii. The initial prototype concept is to do point, return to point space flights, but eventually long range, we're talking 7 to 15 years, depending upon the nature of the development of the technologies involved. Flights between Hawaii and Asia, CONUS, continental United States, even Europe. Very exciting, literally bringing tourists to Hawaii through space and providing opportunities for local residents to experience suborbital flight.
Now, there's a name for those kind of flights, isn't there? A technical name for those particular types of flights that go into space.
Well, suborbital space flights.
Suborbital space flights.
And the whole idea is to engage the public in the opportunity to experience voyages to space, and in so doing, inspire the next generation of scientists, engineers, and entrepreneurs, which will take us to the stars.
Well, if I'm understanding you correctly, I could leave from London, experience a period of weightlessness, and within a few hours, just a couple of hours perhaps,
less than that,
be sunning myself on the beach at Waikiki.
Well, I don't know if you'll get out of the airport down to the beach that quickly, but yes, the idea long range again, point-to-point flights, is to be able to access practically any spot on Earth through suborbital flights through Hawaii. But this is all contingent on the development of the technologies, the prototypes being successful, and then being able to extend those technologies to accommodate more passengers and bring the per capita cost of these flights down so they're more accessible to the general public.
Does Hawaii have any other plans for participating in NewSpace ventures?
Oh, most definitely. The islands are very uniquely located in the middle of the Pacific. We've had long-standing ties with nations throughout Asia and the Pacific region. And as I mentioned earlier, for the past half century, I've collaborated with NASA and other space agencies to help pioneer the space frontier. We are particularly interested in helping catalyze multinational ventures and public-private partnerships that can help reduce the costs, accelerate the development of new space ventures, and again, in an inclusive manner, enabling the public to engage both from an educational perspective and from a commercial development perspective. And tourism, our visitor industry will benefit significantly by new ventures into space from Hawaii. We're working in particular on a concept now that's very exciting, developing multinational partnerships and public-private alliances to enable the development of future robotic and eventually human missions to sustainable settlements beyond low Earth orbit. And beyond low Earth orbit, we mean by that beyond the space station. Space station has tremendous opportunities to afford humankind, but eventually our destiny is beyond the Earth and beyond low Earth orbit. So we're running a conference in Hawaii in November of 2010 called The Next Giant Leap, Building Sustainable Settlements Beyond Low Earth Orbit. And we're going to be looking at various opportunities to extend humankind's presence in space, first through robotic precursor programs, but eventually through settlements, human settlements on other worlds. And many of the technologies and habitats that will be developed in this new program will be prototyped in Hawaii, partly because we have Moon, Mars-like terrain on several of the islands that provide a good environment for developing analog facilities, partly because we have significant resident expertise in this area in Hawaii. But again, the idea is to be inclusive. We want to engage as many states in this program, United States, as possible, as well as any nations that would like to participate. We feel that by matching common goals internationally with complementary resources, we can significantly help reduce the cost and enhance the benefits and accelerate the timetables of future missions beyond the planet.